Radical.
Welcome to part 1 of Radical Rapid Fire, comment response for January 10th through January 16th, 2022. Short comments, quick replies. Red Stress 97. The completionist is one of the YouTubers that has a staff of people in an office. No way he completes the games just by himself. Many members of the staff do. He has shown his staff before in his office in prior videos. Has he revealed that the staff actually does complete a lot of the games? Or does he still want people to think that wrongly, fraudulently, that he completes all the games? Especially right now, he's at G4. The guy probably doesn't have time or really the effort to complete the games. I'm guessing he just kind of shows up, reads from a script both at G4 and there, and then just collects a paycheck. That's my guess is. Sean A. Whatever happened to this beggar? Talking about Chibi reviews, somebody replied that he's still talking about anime, and I guess he's still kind of shilling for a lot of anime series nowadays. I haven't checked in. The thing about Chibi reviews is there was somebody on the channel named Dead Scribe, and they literally came by and they would drop links and they say, hey, do what you can with this. Can you do this for me? And they even actually contributed a little bit, not money, I don't take donations, but they would actually contribute and send me files and say, hey, can you work this into the uploads and everything like that? Those are some fun days. But yeah, I'm guessing he's probably, still begging, maybe. I don't know. There's so many beggars that I just don't have the time to check back in. You know what I need? Like Gerard the Completionist, I need a staff to keep tabs on all these different e-beggars, MBK Silent. Glad you finally re-uploaded. This was definitely one of your all-time classic videos. Wonder whatever happened to good old Chibi. Well, like I said before, this is kind of similar to the other one, but I think I already answered that. He's still on the channel, still doing the anime thing. Makes me think about like all-time classic videos or all-time classic audios. I'm not sure how often I have an all-time classic. Maybe like one every 50 uploads is maybe like an all-time classic. Out of the 1800 uploads on the channel, I would say maybe a solid 100 might be like classics that you're like, I remember that one. That's a classic. But I don't know, like what defines a classic though? We would look at games. Oh, Radical Rapid Fire. Bellstar. NFTs are being hyped up so hard, but it's really boring thing. Basically, just fancy copyrighted protection. People only care about it because they can make money off of it. A lot of things are like that. Look at video games. Look at retro games. A lot of people only care about retro games just because they can make money off of them. The Phoenix Resale, supposedly he's a big fan of like the GameCube games. And I'm not saying that there's not collectors that aren't passionate about the game specifically, but think about it like this, okay? Think about it. If all the games were worthless, there was no attached value, all the games were worthless, then how many people would still collect and appreciate them? Troy Vilko, not surprising. This is from the company that chopped up the remake of Final Fantasy VII and want people to adopt the model of releasing uncompleted games. I still haven't purchased it and never will purchase an episodic release. Well, I know they're like that with Hitman. They released that in episodic bits, and I just don't understand the point. Either finish the damn game and release it, or don't worry with it. Unless you can actually release the entire game, don't worry with it. So we have a remake. Is it the first time we've had a remake installed in parts? I figured, well, they just thought to themselves, they rubbed their hands together. We don't even have to do the whole remake. We can keep dragging these people along, nickel and diamond people, to wind up paying, over $200-$300 for a remake of Final Fantasy VII. When you think about it, how long and how much value the original Final Fantasy VII was, I don't know. How long does it take to get through this remake of Final Fantasy? And is there like a materia system? Is there like a lot? I don't know. I haven't played the new remake, but that just kind of like, threw me off of getting the remake. I want to buy the whole game. Troy Bilko, I agree. MBK Silent. 1 minute, 30 seconds. That's got to be a world record. ROFL. I about died of laughter when you said that. Jerking it. This has got to be a really old upload. I don't remember ever hearing this one. Yeah, it was 2016. 2016, I was coming into my own. Just trying my hardest to do some good commentaries. Really rough around the edges, but I was just starting out and everything like that. 1 minute 30 seconds. That's the thing that stuck out to me the most. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Timed. I'm like, what is the whole point? Like, he's just like taking a break. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, how bad is this guy's problem if he has to take it out and do that in an intermission? Or maybe it was like several days. I'm not sure. That guy has a problem. And not even enough time to wipe all that ranch dressing off the PlayStation controller. My goodness. Don't ever go to his house and play games with him, is what I'm saying. Bilal's Beak. When you said Chibbits, I cracked up. Yeah, Dead Scribe told me that his fans were called Chibbits. Not little chibbies, or whatnot. Chibi Reviews fans. Chibbits. It's just like, what? They're called Chibbits? I don't know. I don't know if he came up with that, or I don't know. Sometimes your audience, they have a name for themselves. Sometimes they form names if you don't give them names, Every YouTuber has to have an audience name. I don't know. What would I call all of you? Radicalians! You remember that, 90G? There you go. You remember that one? Rayber80. My backlog is too long to care about mobile games. Same here. I got a backlog. As you saw my game collection, that's a lot of games that I have there. That's just physical. I have a lot of digital games I could play. I have a lot of other things that I could be watching. So when you look at a backlog, we all have a backlog of things to watch, things to play, projects to do. I don't see how anybody really makes time for mobile games. I don't understand it. I don't see the big appeal of mobile games. I'm like, okay, yeah, you can play games on your phone, but why? And unless it's like a simple game and you're like waiting at a doctor's office or something, like, why? I don't know. Juliet Nene Mobile. Almost forgot Zynga existed. I drive by their headquarters a couple times a month or whenever I make it into the city. Honestly, I wish they would come out with another game like LA Noire. I love that game. I can only imagine a next-gen console version of it. Well, the closest we got was the remastered version of that. And how much nicer did it look? Did it look drastically nicer? That's one game on my backlog that I need to get to. Never even started LA Noire. But it looks great. The thing that stuck out about that game I saw in the gameplay was the facial animations. I mean, that looks stunning for the time. The amount of time and effort going into the facial animations, yeah. Some games just have those stick-out moments, and I don't think anything like that had ever been done or attempted before in facial animations. Should have gotten an award for facial animations, is what I'm saying. Sinister Moon. Diamond Head's Am I Evil was the perfect choice for the ending song. You're great at that, Rick. I tell you what I'm not great at. I'm not great at the history of metal, right? Because I was thinking, oh, okay, yeah, Diamond Head, like a cover of Metallica. And then I'm like, wait a second. I looked into it. Actually, Metallica had a cover of Diamond Head. But then Diamond Head had a cover that was maybe closer to the Metallica version. And then there's, what is it? There's another band that did a cover of the cover of the cover. I'm saying it's a great song. It's a great song, and that riff at the beginning, that's going to be like one of the most legendary riffs ever in the history of metal, which I don't know a lot about the history of metal. So that's one thing I need to learn about, I listened to some Judas Priest earlier and some other stuff. So I'm just trying to work a lot of things into my life before I ultimately pass away at some point in the future. Hopefully not anytime soon. Hayden Puds. If they were actually fungible, I'd be all over them. But non-fungible? Get the fuck out of here. I don't really know what fungible means. Yeah, that's one thing I was looking into. I'm like, is that fungible? I should call the Toyota dealership. I'm like, okay, I was thinking about pulling the trigger on this Camry. Okay, I like it. but is it fungible? And you're like, what the fuck is fungible? And somebody stopped by and said, non-fungible means non-fake. Okay, why didn't they just say non-fake? Why do they have to use this weird language? Fungible. Fungible sounds like something you get after, spending a night with a lady of the night, is what that sounds like you would get. Then you wake up in the morning, it's all fungible down here. Stephen M. MGR Hidden Gem, NFTs featuring the Basement Leak, the RV, and the Bird King. It would be interesting if there was like a custom card collection, like actually like literal cards, like trading cards, moments in e-begging. It'd be like a trading card series, I mean, like if I'd ever become like a brand or a household name, which heavens, I hope that never happens. Then it'd be like Radical Rick's moments in YouTube e-begging. And the front would be like a card and have like the Basement Leak and everything. Or there might be like little cartoons or whatnot. And on the back, it would have information about the instance and then the date. E-beggar card collections. Moments in e-begging. Yeah, what you think about that? That's an interesting idea.
Oi! Oi!